Today on Tiger Report, we will be taking a look at the Americans who have evacuated from Diamond Princess.
The Mississippi governor has declared a state of emergency.
And the late Kobe Bryant gets a tribute at the NBA All-Star Game.
Tiger Report starts now. Hello and welcome to Tiger Report. I'm Henry Cotton.
And I'm Aaliyah Davis.
You know, I can't believe it's mid-February already. It feels like the year just started.
It does, and just to think we only have 1 week left of the month.
Just one.
Well, fears of coronavirus left thousands of passengers stranded aboard a cruise ship quarantined in Japan.
And after a few weeks of waiting, some 400 Americans aboard the Diamond Princess are finally headed home.
But as David Daniel reports, the evacuees face a mandatory quarantine once they're stateside.
Daybreak in Yokohama, Japan, the final day on the Diamond Princess for more than 300 Americans evacuated by the U.S. government.
This is a converted cargo 747, so it has less insulation than a regular passenger jet, so layers so you can stay warm.
American health officials try to prepare passengers for a long, uncomfortable journey, a journey Carrie Maniscalco from Utah is reluctant to take. She and her husband already endured nearly 2 weeks of quarantine on the cruise ship.
I didn't like that answer.
Now, they're about to do it all over again at a California military base.
They have sent over a dozen emails assuring us that there would not be an additional quarantine. And they just told us that we'd be re-quarantined for 14 more days. I've just lost a whole month of my life.
She's angry at the U.S. government, angry they waited so long to evacuate the American passengers. Others, like Gay Corder from Florida, are grateful.
And I want to go somewhere where I can feel safe. And I just want to thank President Trump and the U.S. government. There's been a lot of silence on this. And now we know the silence has been putting together a brilliant plan.
Executing that plan will take nearly 10 hours. Even though the airport is just a 20-minute drive from the ship.
The buses are starting to line up.
Once they get on, there's no getting off, not even to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, the best I can do is go find out where a bathroom is. Go find out.
As the hours drag on, this health worker tries to break the tension.
What do you call a witch on the beach? A sandwich.
There you go.
Passengers are beginning to feel like the joke is on them.
We're just waiting. I don't really know what we're waiting for, but we are waiting indefinitely.
Finally, they're allowed off the bus.
Woohoo!
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
And onto the tarmac, boarding 2 converted 747 cargo planes. The cabin best described as bare bones. No windows, makeshift toilets, temporary seats.
This is first class, baby. First class.
Lack of luxury aside, Maniscalco feels anxious.
It's not good conditions. No one on here has had their temperature taken by the federal government or any government for that matter. So we're all in really closed, tight quarters. Everybody's sitting next to each other. I have a girl sitting here in just a minute. It seems dangerous and not safe.
The U.S. government says they are safe, even though 14 passengers who tested positive for coronavirus are allowed on the flight, all showing no symptoms. They're put in a specialized containment area, isolated from the other passengers. Just after daybreak, both planes finally take off. A long, sleepless night, followed by a 10-hour flight. Now they've arrived in California and Texas. One ordeal ends, another begins. Will Ripley, CNN, Yokohama, Japan.
46 Americans are among the 350 confirmed coronavirus cases aboard the Diamond Princess. Those Americans who have virus or show symptoms of the virus will be held in Japanese hospitals for treatment.
Well, a state of emergency was declared in Mississippi. Several communities along the Pearl River are bracing for the possibility of extreme flooding. More than 2,000 homes are at risk, prompting mandatory flood evacuations. Experts say the worst is still to come. It is projected to top out at 38 feet, Officials say that would be historic. The City of Jackson and American Red Cross has opened a shelter to any flood victims at the Jackson Police Academy. Showers and 3 meals a day will be provided.
Now, speaking of weather, let's take a look at our weather forecast with Angela Brown.
Once again, we are back with a rain-filled week. Showers are possible until Thursday with temperatures in the low 50s. Due to excessive rain, the Pearl River in Jackson is currently cresting at 36.7 feet, the third highest crest on record. The river isn't expected to drop below major flood stage until Wednesday, so please stay alert to flash flood warnings for the City of Jackson and surrounding areas. Friday and Saturday will bring clear sunny skies with low temps in the 50s. So please make sure to grab a light jacket. And beware, Sunday will bring possible showers. This is Angela Brown with your Tiger Weather Forecast. Back to the newsroom.
We'll be right back after these short messages. Welcome back to Tiger Report. It's that time of the year again. Retool Your School is back, so help Jackson State win for the third consecutive year. If you want to help, all you have to do is hashtag Jackson Retool Your School 20.
And don't they get like $50,000?
$50,000.
Our HBCU needs that. That's going to be awesome. Well, over the weekend, JSU housing officials released a boil water notice. Take a look at the do's and don'ts. Here are the do's. Drink bottled water if possible. Bring tap water to a rolling boil for 1 minute when cooking or preparing drinks. Wash all fruits and vegetables with boiled or bottled water. Laundry can be done as usual. Use bottled water to hand wash dishes. And the don'ts. Don't use ice from ice trays, ice dispensers, or ice makers. Don't swallow any water while showering or bathing. Don't brush your teeth with tap water, and don't give your emotional support animals tap water.
The NBA All-Star Game featured a special tribute to NBA all-time great Kobe Bryant on Sunday.
And if we can just have it
Magic Johnson told the crowd at Chicago's
seconds.
United Center the NBA would never see another player quite like Bryant. He said Bryant was always there for his fellow players. The crowd responded by chanting Kobe. Jennifer Hudson then sang For All We Know. The tribute also honored former NBA Commissioner David Stern, who died recently. Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others died in a helicopter crash 3 weeks ago. Now let's take a look at our sports highlights with Frank Williams.
I'm Frank Williams Jr., and this is your sports highlights. In other HBCU basketball news, the Tougaloo Bulldogs men's basketball team is undefeated in conference play at 10-0. The Bulldogs, led by Coach Thomas Billups, has an overall record of 21-4 and ranked 18th nationally in the NAIA coaches poll. The Bulldogs recently defeated Southern University at New Orleans 105-69. In JSU Tiger news, the Lady Tiger tennis team defeated Nicholls State 4-3 in a very close match. The Lady Tigers face off against USM on Saturday. These are your sports highlights. Back to the newsroom.
Thanks, Frank. Jackson State University will be celebrating the lives of Philip Gibbs and James Green, who died in a barrage of bullets on May 15, 1970.
The bullets were released by local and state police in response to student protests.
The Gibbs Green Memorial March will be February 27th at 6:30 p.m. on the Gibbs Green pedestrian walkway. The rain location will be Jacob L. Reddick's building. Gibbs and Green commemorative t-shirts are now on sale in the JSU bookstore. The 50th commemoration will be May 15, 2020.
That sounds wonderful. Well, Black History Month is still in full effect, and of course we know about all the icons such as Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and Harriet Tubman, but do we know about all the pioneers, even those who history doesn't regard? Here's Ariel Galloway with your Black History Month moment.
America's history is our history. Black history, that is. While we know about the Martin Luther King Jr.'s and Rosa Parks, do we know about the others that were not on the front line but have contributed to our history that will last forever? Like Selma Hortense Burke. She sculpted the dime. That's right, the image of former President Franklin D. Roosevelt you see on the common American dime was adapted from a sculpture commissioned from the African American sculptor. The renowned artist and educator founded 2 art schools during her lifetime, At the age of 80, Burke commissioned her last monumental sculpture, a 9-foot statue of Martin Luther King Jr. on display at Marshall Park in Charlotte, North Carolina. Or Mark Dean. Computer scientist and engineer Mark Dean helped develop a number of landmark technologies for IBM, including the color PC monitor and the first gigahertz chip. He holds 3 of the company's original 9 patents. He also invented the industry standard architecture system bus with engineer Dennis Moeller, allowing for computer plug-ins such as disk drives and printers. Or Alexander Miles. He designed an important safety feature for elevators, automatic doors. During the 19th century, passengers had to manually open and close doors to both the elevator and its shaft. If a rider forgot to close the shaft door, other people risked accidentally falling down the long vertical hole. Miles' design, which he patented in 1887, allowed both of these doors to close at once, preventing unfortunate accidents. Today's elevators still employ a similar technology. Every day, we use the inventions that African Americans made to make our life easier. Happy Black History Month! This has been your Black History Moment. I'm Ariel B., reporting for Tiger Report.
Sonic the Hedgehog, starring Jim Carrey and James Martin, is topping this past weekend's box office. It brought in $57 million in North America and about $100 million around the world. Sonic is expected to earn between $68 and $70 million through the holiday weekend. The comic book adaptation Birds of Prey dropped to number 2 with $17 million. Fantasy Island earned nearly $12.5 million, enough for 3rd place.
Well, Leah, I think that about wraps it up for today's news break.
I think it does. Well, if you would like to keep up with Tiger Report, you may like and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at JSU TV Tiger Report.
And tune in to us on JSU TV Comcast Channel 14.
I'm Aaliyah Davis.
And I'm Henry Cotton. We'll see you next time.